Hello, all friends. We are live. Just let me switch the camera here and switch the screen here, not the camera. Yes, I think I am visible to all you guys. Just making sure that everything is all right. I am in the center of the camera as well. We have the tournament started. Almost 4 minutes into the tournament, there is some problem with the wires. Anyways, let's start, guys. Okay, so we have few requests today, and we have first request from Yogaraj. Okay, Yogaraj is the captain of Karnataka Sonas. So let's check what he's playing right now. He's playing with Molai Patra. So this is something new which you can see my name and everything below. So just that's for me because a lot of people ask in the stream who what is the name of the commentator. So for them this is the name and my FIDE rating as well. So let's check this game. Yogaraj has lost this game against Molai Patra. Molai Patra is from the World Chess Star team, and we have Yogaraj from the
Hello, all
Karnataka
friends.
Stunners. We are live. Just let me switch the camera
Mm,
here
hold
and
on, hold
switch the
on.
screen here, not the cap. Sorry, there was the echo from the video which is playing in the background. So let's start, guys. Okay. So e4, c5, and then we have knight f3, pawn to g6. This is the accelerated dragon. Pawn d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and we have knight c6, bishop e3, bishop g7, pawn c4. So this is one of the nicest way to play against the accelerated dragon. This is called as the Maroczy bind. The idea of Maroczy bind here is to control this d5 squares and b5 square as much as possible from the white side. So if you want to play, if you're playing e4 from white side and your opponent from black side plays this line of accelerated dragon, you can go for this variation of pawn e4 and pawn c4 and just try to control both the squares here, d5 and b5, so that black cannot play d5 easily, or he cannot go for any a6 or b5 kind of breaks. So this actually gives a binding position for white. White is able to put a good bind on all the squares, and that's how you should uh, play from white side. Okay, so this is something that you can learn, guys, from this game. And just let me know in the comment section if the video and audio both are clear. If not, then I'll have to check what is the problem. So just let me know in the comment section, guys. Knight f6 was played, knight c3, and then we have castles and bishop to e2. There is some, I can see a comment from Indra Bhushan Kumar. Please analyze my game, sir. Sanvatra 2012. Yes, yes, Mr. Indra Bhushan Kumar. I will take your game. Just need noting down your ID here. It is Sanvarta 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 2012. Okay, and before you, I think there are around 4 to 5 games which are in the list which we have to take first. So I'm going to take them first, and then I'll come to your game. So again, a request from my side, guys. If you feel that there is a problem with the audio or video, just let me know in the comment section. I can fix that. Castles here was done. Knight e2 or bishop e2 was played, and then queen to c7. I think queen to c7 is not the best move. So Yogaraj, if you are listening to the commentary or checking the game, you're checking this recording in the future, just make sure that you put some efforts over here. Queen c7, I think, might not be the best move here. If you have prepared it, it's good, but according to me, it is not the happening move right now. Castles and pawn e6 and pawn e3, pawn d6, and queen c2 now, bishop to e6. This is again a natural move to attack this c4 pawn from with the bishop. Knight takes e6, f takes e6, and rook to d1. So this actually forms a very nice center here. E6, d6, and e7 pawn. This actually forms a nice center, a strong center, which is not easy to break from white side. We'll see in the game what happened now. So rook c8 was played, and rook a c1 was played. b5 was played here. So sorry, b5 was played. I'll just go a couple of moves back. I think I skipped a move. So yeah, rook c1, and after rook c1, knight e5 was played, rightly attacking this c4 pawn. Thrice now with the knight, with the queen, and with the rook. So knight a4 was played here, supporting the pawn again. And then we have pawn to b5. But now you can see there is a weakness on this b6 square also. b6 square is also weak. So knight b6 was played here. Now the rook is under attack. This bishop is nicely supporting this bishop knight on b6. So nothing to worry about for white here. And rook to b8 was played. Bishop pawn takes b5. Queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and pawn takes pawn. bishop takes pawn, and this is what happens, guys. So as I said before, that this c4 pawn actually stops your b5 break, and in case black goes for these breaks, in that case white is getting a better position, as you saw here, and he is now 2 pawns up. Not just 2 pawns up, but he's having this two connected passers, which are a huge advantage for white. So we'll quickly check the game, but just before we go ahead, Yogaraj, if you are listening to this commentary, make sure your queen c7 move is you put this position on in the analysis, and try to find. I think d6 is a better move here. D6 and knight d7 and queen knight to c5. That plan is better here. So you can try to change the plan in the future. Don't play this queen c7 move here. I think this is where you ran out of the plans if you have not prepared this queen c7 move. So this is a turning point of the game, Yogaraj. This is where you have to stop and you have to study, and then you have to come back with a stronger variation. Pawn d6 is a better variation here. So study in that, in study accordingly, please. Okay, just try to d6. Try to study pawn d6 here. Queen c7, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's quickly finish up the game and let's check what happened thereafter. So pawn b5, rook to pawn takes b5, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, and pawn takes b5, bishop takes b5, and here knight takes e4, but that is absolutely fine. This pawn is a passer, but versus these two connected passers, this pawn does not hold a higher value. These two connected pawns are better. So Padmavati Kadam, that is Aryan Kadam, I think. Aryan, that's you, right? So if you're listening to me, just give a thumbs up and make sure you like the video before you close it. So hi Aryan, I hope you're playing this tournament as well. If not, just try to play it. It's a beautiful tournament. You will get chance to play against high-rated players in this tournament. So bishop was played to now d7, and I think knight takes d7 is available here. Knight takes, but this knight will come down d7 and give this beautiful fork to both the rooks. So knight to g4 was played and bishop e6 knight. So knight g4 is again a blunder, guys, because now bishop e6 is attacking the knight as well as it's just checking the king. So this knight is going to fall now. So that was happened. That is what has happened. King h8 was played. Bishop takes g4, knight f6 back, and this is where black resigned. So Yogra, just as I said, queen c7 was not the best move. You have to check your move and then you have to improve it. Rancho says, Namaste. Hello, Rancho. Hope you are doing well. Good to see you back online after, I think, many. I am back after many days. So I took a break because of my job, evening shift of the job. I was not able to do the live stream, but good to see you back, Rancho. Okay, so next request, Yogaraj, we have taken your request. I'm just scrolling up to check the Srikara is the next person who has, and there was some tragedy with Pawns Hurricane, or I think the best chess lovers. I'm not sure if there's something going on. So Srikara has lost both the games against Abhi and Rushikesh. So let's check the one you lost with Rushikesh. Rancho, just let me know in the comment section if the voice and video is clear and you are not having any issues with the same. So D4 was played here by Aryan Kadam. You are asking how to join. So I will, as I said before, you can visit the Khelo Chess India Leeches team page. There you will find this battle. You have to join my team and then you have to play the battle. Okay, so you have to visit my Khelo Chess India web page where you can join the team. If you don't know how to join the team, just let me know. There is a video on my YouTube channel. You can check the video how to join a team, and then you will be able to play. Okay, so d4 was played here, d4, d5, and c4 was played, e6. It's a queen's gambit declined. Knight c3, knight f6, bishop to g5, bishop e7. This is all theory, guys. I'm not putting more focus on these moves. Pawn h6 is played, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, and knight to f3. Castles c takes d5 and e takes d5. And here bishop d3 and bishop g4 is played. I am still not sure that this is the right way to play from black here. I would have put my knight on d7 here instead of playing h6. So here actually black played h6, but Srikara, if you're listening, probably you must have studied this, but knight d7 is something that I would prefer here. Sai Pranav says, hello, Sai Pranav. Good to see you back online on this live broadcast. If you have any questions, Sai Pranav, just let me know in the comment section. So bishop takes f6 is something which is threatening right now. If your knight comes to d7, if bishop takes f6, then this knight can hop onto the f6 square. And this is a best position right now for black. Not best, but it is actually a position which where you can fight. You can also play c6 here. Okay, there are a lot of ways to continue, but Playing h6, I think this is not the right move. So Srikara, I think this is a position where you need to study much. So Sai Pranav, what are you asking for? Yeah, you're asking for something. What do you need, Sai Pranav? Pawn h6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight to f3, castles, c takes d5, e takes d5, bishop to d3, bishop to g4, castles, queen d6, and we have bishop to e2, and bishop comes back to e7. Probably f5 is something that you are planning now, but I think knight d7 and pawn c6 should be a better variation, just to put the knight on f6 and try to control this e4 square as much as possible. Okay, so knight e4 was played, and we have bishop to c8, bishop to g4, knight to d7, and knight to b5. So this is what happens, guys. So if you don't make the regular moves which are recommended here, this is the problem that you might face over. So c6 is something which is recommended in this position. That is what you should play here on c6. Okay, now queen to b6 was played, knight to d7, and this is where how the piece was lost, and probably this is how the game will be lost as well. Okay, so bishop to d6, bishop g4, and I think this should be lost for black. So white is already piece up. Let's quickly fast forward and check how what happened in the game. So bishop is rook, queen takes rook, and I think it's completely finished now. Yep, it's a mate. So as I said before, couple of mistakes here. Pawn c6 should have been played before Srikara, and that's where you made the mistake. So I'll just point out where pawn h6 was played. Yeah, this position. So don't play pawn h6 here. I think there should be a better move like pawn to c6 or knight to d7. That is what you can. Knight d7 I think is better, because then you have the option of playing c5 as well if you like to play gambits, and if you like to take risks in your game. So let's go back to the battle now and try to find out who was the next requester. Okay, Srikara. Then we have Prathamesh. Prathamesh has requested us. Prathamesh is a regular viewer of our channel and the team battle as well. Prathamesh 0505. I think this is a new ID that Prathamesh you are using. And okay, and he has lost with no, he has played with everyone. He has lost with Alpha Triumph, and he has won against 2056. Abhishek Kumar, I can see saying hi, hi Abhishek. Hope you are doing well. Sai Pranav, I'm still not able to understand what you are trying to convey. Just put it clear, yeah, or just stop spamming the chat box if you are not able to convey exactly what you want to say. Okay, then we have, let's check this game, which was won by Prathamesh against Jerry Kurung. E4 was played here, e4, e5, knight f4. That's a king's gambit. It's very rarely played, and it's one of the attacking and aggressive openings that you can witness on the board. Knight to c6 was played, knight f3, pawn d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, and knight to c3. Queen to e6 was played, and then f takes e5, knight takes e5, and bishop to e2. So far it's going somewhat okay, not best for black, but I think this is, I think, not, yeah. So just keeping few moves back. So knight e4, and here I think white blundered actually. White should not have allowed the exchange on f3, or even if it was allowed, I think queen should have been able to come on to the f3 square, or at least knight takes e5 should have been played here. Knight takes, queen takes, and you can play bishop e2 or queen e2 and try to block the check. Next move you can go for castle, and the rook will be in the open file to attack then. That's what you should have played from white side. White is Jerry Korong. From which country is Jerry Korong? No, there is no country sign over here. Okay, so let's see what happened further. So bishop e2 was played, knight f3, gf3, and this is a crooked position, guys, wherein there is no pawn on g2. The king is exposed. This is something which your opponent likes. If you have if you are able to open up the king side, your opponent is happy. Okay, sir, I have not understand properly. Okay, Abhishek Kumar, what have you not understood? Can you just try to elaborate? I would like to clarify. Siddhant Satav says hello, and hi Siddhant, good to see you on the live stream. Aryan says, shall I search it on the Chrome? Leeches, you have to log into Leeches first, Aryan Kadam. You have to log in and create the ID on leeches.org, and then you can go to my YouTube channel, Khelo Chess India. There you will find a lot of videos. In that, you will find how to create or how to join a team. Check that video, please. Okay, let's go ahead. If you still don't, if you're not able to understand, message me later on. I'll try to help you out, Aryan. Okay, so we have queen g3 here. Again, queen is trying to come into the king side and try to exploit it as much as possible. Pawn to d4 was played, bishop to e2, e7, bishop to e3, and now bishop check. So this is what is actually putting this king is not in the best of the position. So bishop, okay, bishop f2, and here I would have preferred capturing the bishop on f2, actually bishop f2 and king f2. Anyways, queen h5 was played, queen to d3, bishop takes f2, king takes f2, and bishop to f5. So this is what happens. So this bishop is developed with a tempo. Of course, there is this queen b5 check, which should have been played actually. Queen b5 check, pawn c6, and queen takes b7 should have been played here. I think that's what is missed from white side. So queen b5 check, bishop d7 is not available because of queen takes queen. That is a problem. So c6 is forced or king has to move. Anyways, queen can capture the pawn on b7, and then you can attack more. Okay, so Abhishek says I am playing too fast. Okay, Abhishek, I'll try to slow down a bit. But if you have any queries, you can just put in the comment section, not just about the game, but any queries that you have about chess in your life, that how can you build your career, what are the different ways to earn in chess, different queries that you might have in your mind. You can always put in the comment section, guys. I will be happy to answer all your queries about how you can earn, how you can go ahead in life in chess. Okay, Abhishek, yes, I'll try to slow down a bit. So here, queen e3 check was given, knight was played to e7, and now king was played to e1. Again, this move is something that I'm not sure why it was played. It's not of any use right now. Probably he wants to go to king d2 and just put the king in the safe square somewhere after playing rook to d1. So king has to find a shelter right now. That's why probably the king was played to e1. We have castles here. So castles is something, Abhishek, if you are not aware, just let me know. So castling is to make your king safe, and now this rook can come in the open file as well. But now if you see, this knight is hanging on e7, and that is what white played. White captured the knight on e7, and then we have rook f to e8 attacking this queen, and also attacking this, indirectly attacking this e2 bishop and the king. Okay, so queen has to move now to save itself. Queen takes c7 was played, a free pawn was available on c7, and then queen takes f3 was played. Now queen takes f3, the bishop cannot capture the queen because it has been locked or pinned by this rook on e1. So it's a nice opportunity for this queen to just come into the game and capture this pawn on f3. And now rook is attacked, so rook f1 was played. After rook f1, we have queen g4 and queen to c4. Now this queen just came back. The reason is this bishop is under multiple attack with the queen, with this rook. Of course, it has been supported by knight, but it's always good to bring your queen back after the work is done and support your pieces which are in pressure right now. Okay, so we have a rook to c8 now, queen to d5, rook takes c3, and this is where I think the game changed, because rook takes c3 is a beautiful move. The reason is this knight is supporting the bishop. Just because this knight is supporting the bishop, queen cannot capture the bishop on e2. Okay, because the knight will capture, and so we will eliminate this defender. This is called as elimination of defender. All the beginners out there who are trying to learn now, this is one of the important tactics or techniques you can learn in the middle game. Elimination of the defender. Whoever is defending your opponent's king, you have to eliminate it or you have to destroy it. So in the simple words, rook takes c3 is just eliminating or destroying or removing the guard. Also, that's another word that we use: elimination of the defender or removing the guard. So it is not supporting the bishop now, and hence king has to escape, because if white captures the rook, then there is queen takes e2 check and mate, a simple mate for black. So king d2 was played, rook takes c2 was played again with the support of the bishop, and king went to d1, and I think this is the queen takes e2 check and mate. Okay, so nice game by Prathamesh. White, of course, messed up in the opening by allowing this pawn to come on f3 and uh, just creating a bad position on the king side. That made life easy for black here. But anyways, Prathamesh has played a good game. Congrats, Prathamesh, for beating your opponent. Let's go back to tournament now and check who is the next requester. Let's scroll up and let's see who all are playing. So, Srikara, we are done with your game. Prathamesh, we are done with your game. Uh, Atul Atul Atularian. Atularian. Atul Aryan. Okay, Atul Aryan, let's check your game. Atul Aryan, I think you have requested as well. So Atul Aryan, who have you lost? You have lost with 2100 player. Let's check that game where you made a mistake so that we can rectify your mistake and next time you can play stronger. Okay, so this is the position. This is the game, guys. Atul Aryan was black here, and Avenger Sub Zero was to 110. So d4 was played, d4, d5, bishop f4, pawn e6, and then we have knight f3, knight f6, pawn to e3, pawn to c5, and pawn to c3. So now this system is called as a London system. All the beginners out there who are on the live stream right now, this d4, playing the first was d4, getting the bishop on f4, pawn e3, and pawn c3. This is called as a London system opening, wherein this is a very simple and easy opening to play, giving you a very good chances and a stable and solid position, which is not easy to break from black side. Okay, so if you're playing against a high rated opponent, you can choose this line. It will just give you a stable and a calm and composed opening wherein you don't have to put more pressure. It's more about what your opponent does, and you have to react to what your opponent is doing. Okay, so don't think that this is a passive opening. It is again a very good opening that you can learn London system from white side and try against your high rated players. Okay, it should give you good results. So let's see ahead what happened. So pawn takes d5, d4 was played, and e takes d4 was played. And again, I have a lot of times I have said this in the live commentary that this position wherein you get this pawn structure versus this pawn structure. This is a very common pawn structure when d4, d5 openings are played. Okay, so this pawn structure is called as Carlsbad pawn structure, and you have to learn what is the meaning of Carlsbad pawn structure, what are the different strategies or what are the different plans both players can implement in this pawn structure. So make a note of this, guys. Carlsbad pawn structure. There are a lot of plans which you can do here, and you can improve your game. So please try to make sure that you learn this pawn structure, Carlsbad pawn structure. So I can see a comment from Abhishek Kumar, Queen H8, Queen H8 on which move, Abhishek? Abhishek, I think we have moved on to the next game. There is some lag between your comment and the video. So I got your comment right now when I'm on the next game. So it's taking some time for your comment to reach me. Okay, so your knight c6 was played, then knight to d2, bishop d6, bishop to g3, and we have castles, bishop to d3, pawn to h6, knight to e5, and now bishop takes e5, d takes e5, and knight to d7. Now black will just try to put some pressure on this pawn over here, and the general pattern of this play is to play on the queen side for black, playing pawn a6, pawn b5, pawn b4, and try to create some kind of weakness here, which is called as the minority attack. That is another middle game concept that you can learn. You can just put in the YouTube minority attack. What is minority attack and how to play the minority attack? It will give you a very nice idea of, or it will actually teach you very good plans from where you have these two pawns. Okay, these two pawns versus your opponent's three pawns. So minority attack gives you this kind of plan just to play push the pawn and create a weakness on this c3 square. Okay, so that is what you have to do as your uh, when you have these two pawns, minority pawns versus the majority pawns. Okay, so queen e2 was played here. After queen e2, queen to g5, and then we have knight f3, queen d8 back. So this it's actually a waste of couple of moves here, Atul Aryan. This is not how you should play. Pawn b6, and again, pawn b6 is not a bad move, but the diagonal of the queen is now getting cut off. Of course, there is this big problem of the bishop, what to do with the bishop, and that is a very huge problem in this game. So, in you get similar position in the French defense. Okay, so in the French defense, you have to keep the pawn back as much as possible. You have to play f6 here. If e takes f6, knight takes f6, and then this bishop is supporting the e6 pawn, which is a backward pawn, but still the bishop supports the e6 pawn, and in long run, this bishop is actually a defender on d7. And at the same time, you get this open f file where you can try to put pressure with the rook, with the knight, and this knight also joins the game. You can also play queen b6 here, try to attack the b2 pawn, and also this diagonal on f2 with this rook open in the open file in the from f8. Okay, so let's check ahead what happened. So b6 was played here. So this is actually going in a bad direction for black now. This is not going to be a happy position for black. Bishop c2 was played, and then we have pawn to a5, queen to d3, and then we have pawn to g6. Now there is a beautiful mate here on h7. And in this case, actually, there is one nice defensive technique to put the rook on e8 and get the knight on f8, so that this knight can defend the h7 square and this queen can never deliver checkmate on h7 square. This is a new technique for defense, guys. Put the rook on e8, take the knight on f8, and support this h7 square so that the queen h7 is not possible. Okay, let's move ahead. Queen e3 was played. Now h6 is hanging. So once you create a weakness in your opponent's camp, try to attack the weakness. Pawn h5, bishop to h4, and this is how the queen was lost. And this is a clear blunder from Atularian. So this is the Atularian. This is not how you should play. And also, if you look at the position, you have a lot of black squares where you don't have much control. These are called as holes in your position. You have given away your dark square bishop and you have created a lot of black squares for yourself. This is not good. Okay, this opponent will be happy to put all the pieces on the black squares here. Queen can come to h6. So this is something that you have to take care of. Don't create holes in your position. Holes means there are some squares wherein your opponent cannot be challenged once you put a piece there. Okay, for example, if queen comes to h6, it cannot be challenged unless your knight comes to e7, goes to f5, and tries to attack. This is a hole on h6. Even f6, if this knight is able to attack this f6 square by any means, right now it's not possible, but bishop can come to f6, rook can come to e3, and then f3 and f6, or g3 and rook g6. So there are a lot of weaknesses, so don't create holes in your position. Okay, so let's go back to the tournament now and try to find the next game. So the next game, that next request was from Cool Dude. Okay, Cool Dude is putting a question. Hello, sir. Can you tell me the best method and resources to learn chess completely, including all the openings and other strategies? Okay, Cool Dude. For few of these questions, I have the answer. To make sure that your endgame is strong, I have made a video on how to prepare endgames right from your PC or from your mobile. There is a beautiful website, chessendgames.net, that you can visit and practice the endgames against Stockfish. I have created a video. Just go to my YouTube channel and you will get a video on practicing the endgames. Just try to find a video. It's a beautiful video and it explains how you can enable the Stockfish against which you can play. So endgame is kept aside. Middle game, when you try to study, make sure that your middle game strategy is the what I'm explaining right now. You pay attention to that. That is very important. I explained what is Carlsbad pawn structure. I explained what is a minority attack and how to execute a minority attack. So these are the middle game concepts. So you have to attend this live broadcast wherein I keep giving tips again and again, wherein it is going to help. It has actually helped a lot of people message me that thank you for sharing all this information, and it is really helping them to improve their middle game as well as the opening knowledge. Now coming to the opening part, there is when you select any opening, make sure that it suits your opening style. There are many players who don't know which opening to play. Okay, and that is the reason why they fail to select a good opening and execute it against good players. You have to find what is your mood or what is your brain comfortable with. If your brain is comfortable with playing open positions, try to play Sicilian defense, try to play Scandinavian defense against e4. If you like to play open games, try to play England gambit, try to play Queen's gambit declined, wherein you get open positions. If you like close positions from black side, you can play French defense, you can play Caro-Kann defense, you can play King's Indian from black side against e4. So depending upon your playing style, you have to select the right opening, and that is the responsibility of your coach to understand your opening, which positions you are comfortable, and then recommend you to select an opening which suits you the best. So it is your responsibility of your coach to guide you on which opening you should play depending upon your playing style. Don't select any random openings because someone is saying something or your coach is saying. Even ask coach, what is my playing style? Okay, and then you can. So Naveen is asking, is this live going to expire? So Naveen, I'm not sure what is the live, what is the meaning of that, what is going to expire. So that's the tips for you, or tips, or what you can say, the guidance for you, cool dude. You can again go back and check this video. I have given you most of the things which you need to study. There are a lot of more things which I would like to speak up now, but people are waiting for the analysis, so I have to go back and analyze the games, guys. So cool, dude. You can just recheck the recording. It is very good guidance from my side, which will help you definitely. Okay, let's check the next game. Who has requested the next? Let's check that. Okay. Uh, okay, so we are done with Prathamesh. We are done with Atul Aryan. Abhishek Srivastav has asked us, and after Abhishek, I think there is no one on the chat at least. Okay, so let's check. Okay, Abhishek. Prathamesh, yes, I have analyzed your game. So Abhishek, let's check your game now. Abhishek Srivastav, he is from Abhichess Club. He owns the Abhichess Club. So he has lost with one of the. He has won again, but let's check the person against whom Anupam you have lost against. Or we can also check Samarth Rao's game. Let's check Anupam's game because his rating is more. What mistake have you made against Anupam? Let's check that. So e4 was played. You are playing from the black side. You played e4. So you are playing from the white side. Okay. e4, e5, bishop c4, pawn c6, pawn d4, e takes d4, queen takes d4, knight f6, and bishop to g5. Everything okay till now. Sunil, Sunil says hi, Amaya. Hi, Sunil. Good to see you back after so many days. Hope everything good at your end. Happy and enjoying chess. Good to see you back, Sunil. Bishop e7, knight f3, and then we have pawn to d5, e takes d5, knight takes d5, and now bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, and knight to e5. And this is probably the mistake, Abhishek, that playing knight to e5 was not the best idea because simply after f6, that knight is getting pinned. It is already pinned actually, and black is trying to increase the attack on the pinned piece, which is the concept behind the pinning. Whenever you pin your opponent's piece, increase the attack on that pin. That is what your opponent has done, and this knight is now gone. Actually, there is no way you can save the knight, and this is probably the first step where you started losing the game, Abhishek. So this was not the right move from your side. Knight e5. Pawn f4 was played. F takes e5 and f takes e5 castles, and we have knight to d2. uh, Okay, so Naveen, live stream is there till 10:30 or 10:35 p.m. You can enjoy the stream up to 10:35, and even after that, I'll be. You can check the recording also. So nothing is something. It's not something that you are going to miss. You will always get the recording of this live broadcast. But in the live broadcast, you get the chance to ask questions which are troubling you from a lot of years in chess. Okay, so post your questions right now. I'll be answering them, and I will be happy to answer all the questions, guys. I want to get all doubts in your mind to be clear about chess. So bishop e6 was played here, knight to f3, and now queen to b4. So this again, if you see Abhishek, that now after you lost the knight, you haven't castled also. Okay, you are just trying to play aggressive chess. You are ignoring your king's safety, which is one of the important concepts in chess. You should not ignore your king's safety. For now, you played pawn c3, and now look at this move, queen takes b2. Everything is exposed. This rook is under attack. You have to castle now, of course, but still you can see you are already a lot of damage has been already done. Okay, so queen takes c3 now, and we have bishop takes d5, queen takes d4 check, knight takes d4, and bishop takes d4. That is exchange which black will be happy about. You are just exchanging the queens. Being a piece down, it is your responsibility to maintain the queens on the board so that you can create a meeting threats. Okay, if you are queen down, if you are piece down, anything that you feel that you are down in material, don't go for ending. Always go for the attack in case you are piece down or any pawn down. Okay, here you have done opposite, Abhishek. You have gone for the queen exchange. Okay, so after queen takes c3, actually you could have probably saved the. Actually, you had a chance here. You should have played queen takes c3, knight takes c3, and then you could have got this bishop on e6. Okay, I missed it. Bishop takes e6. Queen takes e3, I think, was the winning move for you, Abhishek. I think you missed it here. Queen takes c3, knight takes c3, and then you have bishop takes e6, king moves to h8, and then you have this knight g5 move. A beautiful move, again threatening this knight f7 check. So black might be able to exchange the rooks, but after exchanging the rook, the other rook can come to the f1 square, attack the f8, and if knight d7, then you have again have this knight to f7 check, and the king can come on the g8, and then there are a lot of threats like knight d6, knight takes b7. So knight takes queen takes c3 is something that you missed, Abhishek, over here. So Naveen says, if possible, kindly make a video on C3 Sicilian, sir. Okay, Naveen, I'll try to make. I don't. I'm trying to avoid making videos on the opening because there are so many videos on YouTube right now that are helping you a lot. And if I create a new video, it is like a duplicate video, okay, of something which is already there, and which you can directly refer actually. So currently I'm avoiding the opening videos. I am tempted to make the opening videos for all you guys, but whenever I make any video, I first check if that is already available on YouTube. If it is already available, then people have already watched those videos, and those are probably something which have been there from last 1 or 2 years. So I avoid something which is already there on the YouTube. Hemang is back. Hemang says he has a passed pawn. Hemang, yes, is it the e5 pawn that you are saying about? Just let me know in the comment section if that is a passed pawn that you are seeing here. Okay, even though he has a passed pawn, he is a piece down. Okay, and this passed pawn can be easily stopped by this knight and rook coming to e8. So this passed pawn won't hold a value after the queens are exchanged. Okay, just make sure that whenever you have a passer and your piece down, just try to maintain the queen, don't give away your queen. Okay, so sorry guys, no, I did not want to click that one. So here, Abhishek, you missed it. Queen takes c3, knight takes c3, and bishop takes e6 was the winning move for you. Not winning, but at least you could have equalized, and then you could have used this passer to get to the uh, get over the line and get a new queen. But here you played bishop takes d5, which was the blunder, and then queen takes d4 was a check, which you probably missed. Knight takes d4, and now black is already very happy, and this pawn can be easily stopped, guys. Nothing to worry about there. This is as it was mishandled, this pawn, and the game was then over. So I'm going to stop here now. So Abhishek, I think this was a very good lesson or very good guidance for you. Just make sure that if you are watching this video, hit a like button and make sure that you subscribe to channel, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. And Saksham says, hello Saksham, good to see you live. Good to see you live, Saksham. I hope everything is well at your end, enjoying chess. Good to see you back. Okay, Hemang, yes, that's the problem. So e5 pawn was susceptible pawn. Although it was a passer, it was the weakness also in the camp of white's position. Let's go back to the tournament, guys, and try to find the next game now. Next request was from okay, we have done with all the requests, and there was one request in the comment section of YouTube. Sanvarta has requested us. Sanvarta, let's if you're listening, we are taking your game now. Sanvarta, yeah, he's live, and yeah, so you lost one with JB Kuch. JB Kuch, I think he's from Karnataka Stanners or Chennai Chess Club team. Okay, let's see what happened in your game. Just few moves. Okay, e4, e5, and knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, pawn d3, and here you resigned. So I have nothing to say here. Okay, Sanvarta, I think probably you need to play at least 10, 15, 20 moves so that I can help you out here. This is just a opening, regular opening. I cannot comment out here. Okay, and Aryan Kadam says, sir, I have logged into the Leeches app. How do I join your team? So you have to go in the, if you're looking at the screen right now, you have to click on community. You have to click on teams. And after you click on teams, a new window will open. Here you have to search Khelo Chess India. Okay, here you can just, this page is there. You can you can click on all teams here and just click on all teams and search here Khelo Chess India, and then you will be finding my team, and then you can just click on join button. Okay, so I think we are done with the all requests right now. And Sanvarta, okay, Sanvarta has won one game and lost one, so nothing to be picked up there. So I think I can play a couple of games right now. So meanwhile, guys, if you are listening to the commentary, and if you have any questions, if you want to ask something, if you want to suggest something to me as well for the improvement, something new that we can do on the channel, you can suggest me, guys. Your suggestions are always valuable. There have been beautiful and really contributing ideas given by my some of my subscribers from the Kilo Chess India. I have got a game, and she's Vinavi. I think Vinavi is from Sri Lanka, and I think she had her own team as well. So good to see her playing in this tournament. Let's try to play Sicilian Nasdorf. This is the Nasdorf variation of Sicilian, e4, c5, and and queen takes d4. So this is called as the Checkor variation, guys. This is one of the anti-Sicilians that you can find in the playing against Sicilian defenses, and it is very aggressive. It's not that easy to play with queen takes d4. So probably she has prepared this opening and she's playing it very well. Now pawn a6 is something that is not expected. I know that, and hence I have played the a6 so that white doesn't know what to play because bishop b5 is not available now. Okay, in the Nasdaq, guys, you have to learn the setup. Your knight goes to this knight should have gone to d7, but that's fine now. Uh, Knight has to play to f6, and meanwhile, okay. So Saksham, YouTube actually deletes the video links in the comment section. So probably Kadam, Padmavati Kadam, that's Aryan Kadam, are won't be able to find this video. So probably you have to give him or her the ID in some other way. Okay, I don't want to exchange my bishops. Knight takes e5. Let me just capture this back. And now I think I can play b5 and bishop b7 so that I can attack this g2 pawn. I also had this knight e4 move, but this is not much useful after bishop to g3. Yep, and let me play bishop here first, try to attack this g2 pawn. I think f3 is expected, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, f3 has been played, and now actually I wanted to play bishop to g5 to pin this rook, but somehow I'm not able to get it going actually. Yeah, I think I have a way. Probably I can play b4, then the knight might come to this e4 or d5 squares. Let's check what's happening here after b4. Let's try to experiment a bit. Let's try to. Oh, but there is this bishop d6 also. Bishop can come to d6 actually and attack this pawn and rook. Let me just put the bishop on e7 so that bishop d6 is not available now, and I can play knight d5 also. Knight b6 is expected, but that's okay. I can just play rook to d8 and try to attack this rook. Bishop f6, okay, bishop f6, that's fine. And rook can come to d7, but I have this beautiful bishop c6 move which will attack the rook and the knight at the same time. So what I can play here, I can play rook. No, rook b8 is blunder because of knight d7, and let's play bishop g5 actually. Let's try to pin the rook, and if bishop d3, then I can capture the rook, or else I can. Uh, Let me capture the knight first, and now I'm threatening rook to d8 so that this rook can be captured for free. And a6 is gone. That's not a good position for me, guys. I should not have given away the a6 pawn. Anyways, let's try to continue. We cannot just rook to d8 check, and the king has to be active now. I think h5, h4, h3 also has to be played here. So king moves. Let's play this bishop to d5 plus. Try to attack this a2 pawn. If b3, then we have this rook to a8 and rook takes a2. Let's check if she can figure out the plan here. Let's try to play this move. Try to attack the bishop. I know there is a back rank mate here, so I have to be very careful. If the rook leaves the last rank, then it could be disaster for me if I'm not attentive. Okay, so Saksham says, okay, important decision for me. Just give me a minute, guys. Should I capture the a2 pawn with the rook or with the bishop? I have to capture with the rook. c4 is playable, but c4 can be, I think, in pass is something that I can do there. Let's capture the pawn. Bishop d c4 is possible if bishop takes c4, rook d8, checkmate. So bishop c4, I have to answer with rook to a5 here. And now I think I can just bring my king out. I'm safe now. So 478 players are playing today. That's great, Saksham. A very big tournament. Okay, very big tournament tomorrow. I think they are playing in our tournament. Uh, okay, let's try to capture this. And I think I can just come up, but this pawn is going to fall now very soon. Hmm. Okay, let us bring back the rook and try to support the pawn from b7 square. Okay, so Naveen is saying, OMG, you're thinking more moves. Awesome. How can I think like that? So it takes a lot of practice, Naveen. You have to solve a lot of puzzles and you have to study a lot of openings, which will help you to which will help you to actually look at least 10-15 moves in future. In the classical game we had to look at least 10 to 15 moves in future, so it's not that easy, but you have to keep practicing and keep playing a lot of games, which will help you to. Oh, this is a difficult position for me, guys. This is not an easy position. I have to make sure that I get something for me. So it's very difficult actually to comment it as well as play at the same time. Ah, G3 is a mate. G3 was second mate. I missed it. Okay, that's what happens, guys, when I'm speaking too much and thinking less. G3 was second mate, which I think we missed over here. And I'm not happy with my position. These two are very strong pawns. Okay, let's just put the rook back on b7. This b3 is hanging. Let's try to put the pawn to e4 now. I have to create a passer here very soon. If I don't create any passer here, I'm going to suffer for the remaining part of the game. Of course, this is winning for white, but still I have to make it harder for white so that it doesn't win easily. Let me just put the king on f4 now. I'll be trying for this f5 and e4 move so that I get some kind of passer there. Pawn c4 was played, and if pawn g3 is played, then okay, let's try to play. We have to take the risk now. I cannot just sit back and relax. I have to take the risk. Yeah, and now I think I can go for this check, and pawn takes can be played. King has to move to this c3 square or d2 square, whichever is comfortable. Yeah, he goes to the e2 square, and now I think I can swing my rook to the second rank and try to create some chances here. And I have to stop these pawns from behind. When your opponent is pushing the pawns, try to stop them from behind. Rook takes d2, okay, and that's difficult now, not an easy task to handle. So I will just go to this. Yeah, I think this is lost now for me. I have to put it on e6 or probably. Okay, Sunil says hi, Hameya. Yes, Sunil, I saw your comment. Good to see you back, Sunil, on the live stream. Rook takes cannot be played here because of simple loss. I have to bring my king back. Before that, I have to bring the rook here. And the problem is the rook c2 will be very quick now. Rook c2, and then still the Vinavi has a lot of time, so she can probably win easily after this. Let me go for the check again. Rook comes back again, and then probably rook will come back to the e7 square. I need to, if I want to play, actually, I need to play with complete. Oh, this gives me some chance now, guys. I think this is the risk that white has taken, and I can get a check and mate now if possible. And now attack this pawn, threatening a mate here, and also trying to threaten this rook takes pawn. I think king d3 can be played now. So now let's try to play king d3. Try to push the pawn now. So the game is nicely poised, guys. It's not like I'm lost. I still have some hopes left right now. So king f3, check again, and king here. I think pawn push is now playable. I think check first. And now I think I have the option of getting the rook back on this f8 square. Oh, the time is running away. Time is running away, guys. I don't have much time left. Rook check, and king comes back now. C pawn is hanging, this c7 pawn, and I think I can capture now. Oh, I left. I wanted to capture the pawn, and it's a slip of mouse. You can see. Now I think I might lose. This is what happens when you just slip your. I have to capture this pawn was free. Okay, I think that's done. The game is over. I think rook takes is something which is very easy for. Interesting. Rook takes e7 was a rook takes e2 was a simple move. Yes, that's a lucky win for me. Okay. Okay, so Aryan Kadam, I think you are still stuck, and Naveen says audio and video no sync. So sometimes it happens, Naveen. So I cannot help it. Probably we can try to check it next time. Back to the tournament, and let me pause now. Let's try to see the top game which is happening on the board, which is between Karnataka Stunners and in Kilab Zindabad from Karnataka Stunners, and we have Sony Atharva from Khelo India. So let's see what happened. E4, G6 was played. G6 is one of the moves we do for the modern defense or the perk defense, and d4. So now even now I think there's a problem. Naveen, just let me know in the comment section if there is some problem right now as well. I can see, yeah, the streamer is reporting a lot of problems right now. uh, but let's I have to continue my stream. I cannot just stop it. Okay, so f4 was played here, and then we have pawn d6 and knight to c3. Then we have knight to h6, knight f3, castles, and bishop e2. Your stream is experiencing issues. Okay. Okay, there is some problem with the stream, guys, but just try to manage it for some time, guys. I think not much time left, just 5 minutes. So just tolerate me for 5 minutes. F6 was played here, castles, and then we have knight c6, knight pawn to d5, knight to b8 back, pawn to h3, then pawn to e5. D takes e6. This is again the en passant rule, which the beginners might not know. So you have to learn this rule, guys, by en passant. And then we have bishop takes e6, knight to d4, e6, bishop is attacked, so bishop goes back to d7, pawn to f5, g takes f5, e takes f5, and knight to f7. Then we have bishop to c4, king goes to h8, and bishop takes f7, rook takes f7, and queen to h5. Now again, this queen is in a better position. It is attacking the rook. Knight can go to the e6 square. This knight can go to the d5 square. So white actually is in a better position as compared to what black is. So if we just go a few moves back and try to find out why black ended up in this position. Okay. Okay, so here black has played f6. The idea of f6 is to play e5, okay, and challenge white's center. But what if white himself plays knight c6? I think knight c6 is not the correct move. Probably e5, f takes e5, f takes e5, d takes e5, d takes e5, queen takes d8, rook takes d8 was somewhat okay for black, but knight c6 I think is not the best move here. So Sonia Atharva, I think if you are listening to my commentary and if you have not studied this position, put this position on the board and at least spend 10 to 15 minutes here and try to find out which is the best move for black. I think knight c6 might not be the best move here. Probably you should have played pawn to e6 or probably pawn to e5 before you played knight to c6. Knight c6 is the suffering moment or the first step, I think, wherein you start losing your position. Okay, so pawn to d5 was played, and now knight to b8, and then we have pawn to h3, pawn to e5, d takes e6, bishop takes e6, and knight to d4. Bishop goes to d7 now. Okay, pawn to f5, and this is how I think white has just pushed his pawns, and white has got a lot of space in the opening itself without much of the effort. So somewhere from the black side, knight c6 move was wrong, which I am repeating again and again. The reason is this is a critical moment. If you miss all these moments, you are going to end up in this difficult situation for you. And this is no one likes to be in this position from black side, guys. So opening is something that you have to work upon, Sonia Tharwa. Pawn takes f5, e takes f5, knight to f7, and bishop to c4. King moves to h8, then we have bishop takes f7. Even this, I think, might is not necessary. Bishop is very nice on c4. Knight can come to e5 and create some kind of tactics, but still, I think bishop should not have been exchanged with this knight. So bishop takes f7, rook takes f7, and we have queen to h5. The h5 is now attacking this rook and this h7 pawn as well. So rook to f8 and bishop to h6 and knight c6. Finally, the knight comes again to c6. Now this time probably it might survive. Okay. So knight to e6. Okay, the game was is over, but let's go to that position where we were in. Yeah, this was the position. Knight e6 was played. Bishop takes e6 and f takes e6. We have knight to e5. Knight to d5, and then we have queen to e8. C7 is hanging. I think, yeah, c7 is hanging. Knight c7 is a fork. But bishop takes g7 was played first. King takes g7 and queen takes e8. Rook takes e8 and knight takes c7. Yeah, this is how, guys, you start losing the game when you don't pay attention to your pieces and you keep your pawns, your pieces hanging. Don't create your pieces hanging, guys. If you leave your pieces hanging, this is what is going to happen in the game. So rook to e7 was played, and we have knight to d5 back. Rook takes e6, knight to e3, king to g6 and knight to f5. Rook to d8, rook to d1, knight to c4 now. b2 has to be saved, so rook d3 was played. I think rook uh, knight b2 is something white is okay with, because now there are two threats, rook b3 as well as this rook g3 check, which might lead even to a mate. If, for example, if king h5, then rook f4 and rook h4 could be a check and mate. Okay, so white is checking his chances here. Knight goes back to e5, rook check, king moves, rook g7 check, king to f8, and now rook to b7. So this knight and this knight, you can compare both the knights. Knight on f5 is a lot better as compared to knight on e5. Rook to c8, pawn c3, pawn to a5, rook takes h7, rook to b8, we have rook to h8 check, and this is where actually black has resigned, because this is a skewer. This is skewer is another tactic, guys, which you have to learn. Subhash M is online. He says, "Hi, Bree." I think, Subhash, you mean to say hi, bro. So, hi, Subhash. Good to see you back online. And I can correct your spelling mistake. That's okay. And good to see you back, Subhash. Keep watching and keep hitting the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed till now. Okay, so please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also share with your friends as much as possible, guys. So this is a skewer tactic, guys, wherein there's a piece hanging, there is a king in between, and then you can give a check, king moves, and you can capture the piece which is hanging. This is a skewer which you can learn. You can just Google out what is skewer, and there are a lot of puzzles which are available online. And I think that is the end of today's tournament. We have covered all the games that have been analyzed. All the requesters who have requested us to analyze the games, we have analyzed your games, guys, and this is the beautiful tournament coming to a beautiful and 105th Khelo Chess India team battle, wherein we have Karnataka Stunners winning today's tournament with 188 points. That is an excellent score. Karnataka Stunners not behind BCC, which joined at the last moment because Chess Blasters had not joined the tournament. None of the players had joined the tournament. Hence, we had to remove the team, and at the last minute, I had added BCC. And look at the performance today, 178 points they have made, the best out of this opportunity given to them. So thumbs up to you, Ashwin Shenoy and BCC team, for joining at the last moment, making sure all the players are there, and finishing on the second place. 178 is a very good score, guys, today. Then we have Prayagraj Future GMs 146, MD 2020 on 136, Gujarat Lions on 127, Chennai Chess Club on 118, Kilo Chess India on 113, Abhi Chess Club on 90, Golden Chess Castle Chess Club on 51, and World Chess Star on 15. So a beautiful tournament. Congrats to all the players, and thanks, guys, for making this tournament a very good success. It's a beautiful weekend. Tomorrow again, I'll try to be online for all you guys so that